Recap. Enzo was killed by a group of goblins, and we left his dead body.
I heard you strung him up by his toes so he could be eaten by the goblins.
Dead man's toes.
There's different stories out there.
Yeah.
Different daddy. Different.
Well, I listened to the previous episode, so I know you're a wire.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit next to Daddy. And I'm an opportunity.
All right. Well, Cam can give the recap then.
I can feed him.
Can
This one's
I?
Hey, do it, Cam.
It's gonna be very. I didn't take any notes, so it's.
Chad, you do. Chad, can you do the recap?
No, I don't have any notes. I haven't taken any notes for a long time.
I can do it.
Well, I suggest
can
you
you guys
take
hear me?
notes when you play D&D. It's a common courtesy.
I got you guys. So fight started thanks to Tink being discovered. Thankfully, we made with a dastardly spell from Blink. I hate
Wink.
your guys' names. Gosh
Wink.
darn it. Whatever. Tink and Wink, literally one letter difference. I hate it so much. Anyway, thanks to his sleep spell, we were able to make decently short work of what happened. Olivax did go down
Oh,
in the middle of the fight. Thankfully, we were able to quickly revive him thanks to cure wounds from our good friend Waldo. We did keep two prisoners. One who happened to be lizard folk and Olivax did not get along and ended up being made an example of. The other one, after seeing that and some calming down from the Don, made him much more compliant to our questions, who revealed he didn't really know too much. They were going to meet them outside. They were going to meet them with the unicorn outside of Dre Bar. And other than that, didn't know too much. So we decided to kind of split the group once we found out they were supposed to be there, and I think it was 5 days. So me, Thadon, Wink, and Tink all took most of the available horses and rushed down to the capital to see what the wizard wanted, to try to catch who was involved. Everyone else stayed back because the unicorn wished to rest. Upon meeting the wizard, he thanked our valiant efforts and speediness with cutting out half our reward. Everyone lost 100 gold from the promised 200, and decided that it would be better to make an archenemy of some members of our party. From there,
A member of our party. Let's be honest.
Say why he took 100 gold from each.
Petty.
I think that's relevant.
I think what's relevant is that there are petty reasons that that only the rich and those in power would say. And if he really understood the common folk, he would be much more amicable. At least that's what the Don's note say. Other people's notes from that situation may say that the Don forging a letter and using his name on it makes him look bad, and so as recompense, he is cutting out 100 gold. But that's hearsay. And then the Don decided to begin his destruction of this man's life just by getting more information. But about 4 p.m. that day, as the other two were resting, some kind of attack broke out, and that's kind of where we left off.
Awesome. So, yeah, the group with the unicorn have been traveling through the rain all day long in the mud. Luckily, either by covering the horse or the unicorn or by people just not paying attention, you haven't been stopped and like questions about this unicorn that's with you guys. So we will have you guys getting close to the city. We'll take a pause there and we're gonna go to Wink and Tink, who are companions sleeping in the tower of Droll, the wizard Droll. And you guys are woken up by Frug saying that there's an attack on the city and he needs you guys to help him with something real quick.
I say it's going to cost you 700 gold.
Frug chuckles and mentions that he does not have such amount of money.
I'm just kidding. What do you want, buddy?
What is this confounded noise? All these bells ringing. What's happening?
There was an attack on the city, he says, and he gestures that he needs you to follow him, or he needs you to follow him as he needs to get some materials for the wizard Droll, his master.
All right, lead the way.
Awesome. He takes you down to his takes you downstairs 2 floors to his workshop, and he has you guys grab a bunch of emeralds and topaz. He gives you like a huge bag of each, probably like the size of, oh, what's a good comparison? Like a huge bag of marbles.
Cash
Bag of
money.
potatoes.
Not that big. Like this big worth of gems. As he carries like, it looks like to be like metal bars that look like they might connect to each other in some way. And he brings you guys upstairs to where you guys first met him.
Are there any more gems around this room?
This mess is a pigsty, but where he gave you the gems, there aren't like ones that could potentially fall out. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I was hoping to swipe something.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So he takes you into the room where you first met him. Again, there's a huge round table made of solid wood. There's a fireplace, and then there's 2 big windows that are open. And as you walk past it and you're hearing the rain pour from outside, you can hear faint sounds of crackling, clanging, and splashing. And Frug asks you guys, and Droll is standing on the table. And he asks you guys to help him pour out the gems around them as they are going to be consumed in this spell that is cast once in 10 to 50 years. And he's going to start connecting these metal rods together as he lays them and surrounds Droll, who is in the middle, who starts chanting. As he has his eyes closed and he's chanting, and he has 1 foot planted and he drags 1 foot in a circular motion, kind of like a monk would do in like a fighting stance, as he starts to move his hands together. And as he starts to chant about a minute in, you notice that the ceiling above you starts to crack like an egg hatching. And there just looks to be darkness above you. And as he finishes the enchantment, you see this dark purple, like a midnight purple colored, pointy-eared owl with yellow and green hued gems for eyes. And it's about the size of a mammoth.
Do we does anything like an image of a god or anything like that?
Go ahead and make a history check.
That's a solid 9.
Okay. Are you also rolling, Spencer?
Yeah, I'm just pulling mine up.
Okay.
Gotta Got a
No
wiring
worries.
issue going on here. But mine's a lot more than 9. Got a solid history check.
Let me know if it's more than 20.
Oh, all right. In 3, 2, 1. 22.
Awesome. You recognize this is a very powerful spell, and it is consuming the gems as you cast it. You are not familiar with what exactly this does, but you assume that this is some sort of summoning spell.
Frick yeah, if it's consuming this many gems.
Yep, so you see this pointy-eared owl with yellow-green hued gems for eyes. Again, it's the size of a mammoth. As it swooshes up into the darkness, and you hear Frug say, "The Owl of Alloy." As you hear like a crocking of the owl. I don't know if they croak, but
Ooh.
Owls make many
Yeah.
noises.
yeah, it as you see it fly in front of the window now, and then you see Droll like drop down, like get off solemnly, and he pulls out a copper wire and he starts talking into it, asking how many are there, and giving instructions of like where to go and things like that. And if you were to go and look out the window, you guys would see guards along the wall loosing arrows and yelling instructions. Again, it's kind of hard to see as there's rain and it's not a very clear day, but there you see smoke coming from many of the houses and buildings. As you look out on particularly if you're looking out the window, you're facing west, and you see it coming from the right side of the window, meaning like the northern side, is where most of the damage is being done, that you can tell. You can see people running down the streets and being speared in the back and falling over. You see men, women, and children all alike being slaughtered. And you notice that there's this, looks like a house that's been torn down of all the hay, and they've like taken down the beams and erected 2 X's with a huge beam on top of it. Think of it like a huge sawhorse or like a meat drying rack. And you see them having like a group of people who have submitted to whoever's attacking, and they're tying 2 people around the neck with the same rope, and they're hoisting them over the beam like shoestrings tied to each other, being thrown over a metal wire. And you see people jolting back and forth as they're suffocating, and then go limp as their swinging starts to die down from being killed by these orcs.
That's vicious.
And
Suddenly I'm glad to be in this tower. Wouldn't want to be down there.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit worried about my brother, and is Droll in a state where he can talk to me, or do I need to talk to Frug?
Droll seems to be sending messages like with this metal wire, and he's like going over to like a place where he has a map of like the city, and he's actively like making orders from there.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Frug what's going on.
Frug is going to say that the reports so far are that the Pike Horde has been spotted about 2 days ago, but they were said to be going south. And since the army of Alloy has been sent south already weeks ago, that they're very vulnerable at this time, but they didn't think an attack would happen today, as it would be ludicrous to attack in the rain, as there's no eyes on. It's hard to see the vision of the sky. And they seem to have been, reports have been that they've seemed to have like started attacking amongst them, like without even spotting them, which is very unexpected. And they're not sure what's happened, but Droll is moving whatever reserves are still here. So we're going to pause and we're going to go to the Don, who's probably, I said at the last session that you're probably in the Jolly Dragon, which is right up against the wall. So you would probably be hearing these screams and stuff like much more vividly than the rest. And you would see people starting to leave and like see what's going on, see what aid they can provide. What would your character be doing?
If there's a lot of screaming, I definitely would want to see what is happening.
Okay. So if you walked out of the Jolly Dragon, you would basically be walking out and see the gate, which is barred, and there's like a bunch of guards looking through like the slit holes where they're shooting arrows, and you would see guards all up above on the walls. And you see a building near you has been like put on fire, and now it's just mostly smoke and ash from the rain and people trying to put it out. And it's just a frenzy out here of people running about.
Okay, I would like to know two things. One, are there any important shops nearby, like that sell magic items or have expensive things in them that are in the attack vicinity?
So like inside of the wall?
Yeah,
around where you're at?
Nearby where the fighting's happening.
Okay, so as far as like the fighting itself, go ahead and make a investigation check.
Investigation. That was a semi-decent roll. 12 plus. Oh, I don't have my character sheet up. Foolishness. That is me. It's probably not super high. Probably like 15-ish. As I pull up my sheet.
Okay. So I'll describe what you see, and then I'll tell you what you find once you give me that final number. You see
16.
16. Okay, so you see guards, mostly again going towards the northwest part of the city. There is a gate over there. So there's two gates on one side and one gate on the other. So they're really defending that one gate, but both gates are shield shut. As far as like what's around here, you know that there's a military district up more north of where you're at. So again, northwest side of the city.
Mhm.
But it's hard to tell if like people have abandoned that. Like there's people that have stalls and stuff that have just like abandoned it, but they just sell like, normal day-to-day things, provisions, nothing with like top tier shops that are unattended at this time. It just looks like everything's closed.
Okay, so none of the top tier shops are around here. Okay. In that case, I am going to find a place to hide and keep an eye out for maybe VIPs. By VIPs, I mean like rich people or people of potential influence, maybe like commanders or things of that sort, or business owners who, if they are in trouble, I would wait until they need help to go out and help them.
Yeah, you definitely see like people fleeing to their homes and just like locking up shop. There isn't like people running from one side of the city to the other. People have just like gone inside, everything's closed. You see some guards posted outside of like the nicer homes and the nicer businesses still. But again, most of it's like a skeleton crew. It's the best way I could describe it.
No
but
problem. I'll just look for a place to hide and wait to see if an opportunity presents itself.
Okay, we'll go back to Tink and Wink. So that's what Frug tells you guys.
Daddy. Mommy.
Is there anything we can do to help? As I look at Wink to see how he feels about that idea.
You got any more of those rituals? We might need a couple more of those owls, if possible.
Yeah,
Seems like we've got a small army outside the castle. I'm not feeling so comfortable in here anymore.
Frug chuckles and he says, "The Owl of Alloy will defend us as he always has."
Whew.
I don't see them living through the night.
Everything's okay.
So this owl, it's familiar. It's a companion, a summon. How long does this thing last?
I believe it lasts about an hour.
Ah, let's hope they don't last an hour then.
If they're outside, out of cover, they'll be found and probably eaten.
All right. What's
But,
what are the numbers we're seeing out there as far as these the attacking orcs? You call them orcs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, orcs. So what you see as far as like how many at a glance, you probably guess at the beginning when you first walked in that there's probably like 500 of these guys. But who knows? If you looked again, like after he summoned the owl, that number is dwindling by the second.
I am seeing an opportunity slowly dwindle, and I'm getting excited from the fighting, and there could be loot down. Never been in a battle, so I'm going to go up to Droll and try to make myself known and ask him if there's anything that we can do to help in the tower or in the city, anywhere he could send us.
He is going to suggest that you wait until it has died down and then go and help and see what you can find. He says more than likely there'll be stragglers that try to hide or are driven somewhere, hiding up in like a house. So we'll need to be searching once the fighting dies down from the owl.
Well, I need to go look for my brother. He's out there. Wink, you can stay here if you want. And I'm just gonna start backing up.
If there's an opportunity for me to snipe from the tower, I'll do that. If not, I'll hang out in the tower and just observe.
Yeah, you're like 500 meters from the wall, and then like another. So you're really far away from the.
Great. I'm happy just to observe.
Okay.
I will.
So
I'll kind of listen in on the conversation that is taking place with Droll and his troops, whatever he has, and just listen with curious ears, see how the battle is going.
yeah, for sure. You hear Droll being very direct and very receptive to what his guys are saying. Like he has plans, they'll give him something, and then he'll change what his plan is based off of what his guys are saying. You don't hear what his guys are saying, but you hear him making changes to his plan. Tink, you go down into the city square where his tower is located, and it's basically abandoned, except for you see like people sitting at the steps of churches and different places where people have taken refuge, both out of the rain and where people have defenses. And I don't know where you would go specifically. Do you have a direction?
I'm gonna think back to before the Don left and try to remember if he had said a place where he was going.
Don't know if he said one specifically.
I will start at the closest pub because
Okay.
you said that maybe you went to go get something to drink.
Okay, awesome. So we'll say that you're heading towards the Jolly Dragon, and go ahead and make a perception check, Thadon, to see if you notice your brother wandering the streets. I mean, there's not a lot of people out. You two seem to be the only ones wandering. could run into each other.
I'd like to be yelling his name.
Okay, then make it with advantage.
I don't think I need it. I rolled a natural 18, but and then a natural 17, so 21 total.
Perfect. So you hear in the distance your brother yelling. You don't know what he's yelling specifically, but you hear his voice, and you guys meet up.
I'll like from my hiding spot, I'll make our classic like bird signal to bring him my way.
Brother, are you hurt? What's happening?
No, I'm taking advantage of the situation, just like we've always done.
And I knew I could count on you. Where are the profits?
No, I was keeping an eye out until you started yelling my name.
Well, nobody knows what your name is. So
I mean,
what do we do?
Oh,
The plan.
that's my name here. The plan right now. I'm just keeping an eye out, seeing if there's anyone we could maybe come to and end up saving who might have a little bit of desire to reward us or means to reward us for the efforts. I already looked, and there's no really important shops around here that we could potentially make look like they were robbed. So that one's a bust.
Well, let's go kill something. Let's
Brother, how remember what happened during the Daddy Longlegs incident? Do you remember?
yeah.
You
And
put one
we're
leg
alive.
one too many places.
We're alive. Am I right?
I know. We've survived quite a lot. You know me, I'm a little bit don't like to take the risks. I understand, and perhaps you can be the one to jump out and save the person in need, and I will.
The people that are in need are closer to the fight. Imagine it laying there in their own blood with jewels on their belt.
Okay, I will keep an eye out for that. You can pickpocket the dead.
Okay.
As you slay in the
there's
name
no
of
dead here, so I'm going to be
Droll.
sneaking towards the danger.
I will be a safe distance, remaining hidden, but close enough. If you need help, I will jump to your rescue.
All right. I'm going to stealth towards, what did you say, the north?
Yes, they are attacking towards the north.
Yes. Going through like alleys, looking through windows, trying to, find some profits.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way down some alleys, looking through windows. It seems that people are home during this time. If it's like a shop, looks to be abandoned and locked up for the day.
All right, abandoned as in like there's nothing in there, or just locked up?
Like locked and dark. Yeah, if there's windows, like they have boards that they put on them, like a typical person closing shop type of place.
I would like to get into one of these empty shops. I mean, what are the names around me? I just want to.
If you're going towards the north, it's mostly a like storage and military district. So there's lots of smiths. There's lots of places where they put like refineries in this area, things of that nature. So there's not a lot of stores. This is like more of a commercial military area.
I'll go towards the weapons.
Okay. So you go and you find like a smith that seems to be closed. And are you trying to break in through the front, through the back, through the side, where the alley is?
I'm gonna scout it and kind of see where the best place of entry would be for me to not be seen.
Okay. So it seems like some of these buildings have like chimneys, like big chimneys that are used. but don't seem to be running because of the rain. And that no one is there. So that seems like that may be a best point of entry. There's also windows along the sides where the alleys are. And again, there isn't anyone patrolling at this hour.
Okay, I am going to get eyesight on Thad, and I'm gonna wave him over.
I'm just gonna be like, no, no.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go on the roof myself.
Okay. Roll stealth.
That is a wood dice. That's not great. That is a 3. So I think it's +2 or 4 or something. Either way, it's really low.
Yeah, you like find scaffolding on the side, and as you're climbing up, like you break you tip it over basically, and it makes this huge long loud clatter as it lands into the side of the other side of the alley into the building.
I'm gonna make a really deep goblin voice and just say, find the people and kill them.
You're gonna say that in Goblin?
Yeah, I know goblin.
Okay.
I'm hoping that the people around me will continue to hide because they hear possible enemies outside.
Okay, so you see a pair of guards say, I think they might have gone this way. And they start heading down the alley where it tipped over.
F, I will disguise self into a guard.
Okay. So you're on the roof, you've disguised self into a guard.
Yes.
Okay. Are you revealing yourself? Are you still on the roof hiding?
I'm hiding.
Roll stealth.
Oh, yes. That is a 23.
23. Okay, so the guards come and they put the scaffolding back up and they start chatting about what could possibly have done this. Maybe someone tried to climb down. Then they start walking the other way to see if they can like find someone hobbling along.
Perfect. I am going to sneak into the chimney.
Okay,
I
go ahead and make
rope.
it.
I'm going to attach rope to the outside of the chimney and drop down into it.
All right, go for it. So you drop inside and it's a tight squeeze as you get black charcoal all over yourself. And you walk out and you see a pretty substantially big shop, probably like, oh, it's dark. So it's dark. That's what you see when you come out. It's just pitch black. You have no idea what this place is or where you are.
Okay. I will spend an action on something that I'm holding. I'll pull out a rock that I probably just have rocks in my pocket for this. And I'm going to cast light on it.
Okay. So it illuminates and you see behind you there's looks to be like remnants of an old forge that's been turned into a fireplace. And in front of you there's like some anvils and buckets full of dirty, disgusting water and other fireplaces across that have a much smaller tube that go up from it into the roof. This looks to be a place where something is forged, maybe axes or swords or knives.
I'm going to do a quick run through. Is there anything at all in this place?
What are you looking for specifically?
Crossbow bolts, maybe a better crossbow, daggers, gold, like maybe like, I don't know if they use cash registers or something like that. Maybe some, if there's maybe some hidden trap doors, maybe they keep some good stuff in there.
Got it. Okay. Go ahead and roll a investigation check.
17.
17. As you look around, you see a place where they have like different parts set up. So you see like nice handles, some made of like really expensive woods, and you see like some blades that look to be like Damascus, which is really expensive and hard to make it. So you see some like pommels that have like a jewels embedded into them.
Okay, I'm going. How much of this can I carry? Are there any large bags around, or things to carry this in? How much of
There
this? can I
don't seem
carry
to
out
be
of-
any bags around.
There's no
But,
grocery bags.
They don't just have burlap sacks lying around, he asks.
I'm gonna
It's
take off
made-
my cape and just like start piling on as much as the most valuable things I can find.
For sure. So you probably grab around like 70 gold's worth of stuff.
Sweet.
Handles, blades. Again, they're not all assembled, but you put it in your cape and you twist it like Santa's bag and throw it over your shoulder.
Sweet. Are there any windows or doors that I can get out of? Because I'm definitely not strong enough to climb that rope.
There are windows that have like at the top that are rectangular in shape, like 5 feet off the ground. I'm
Okay.
sorry, like 9 feet off, 8 feet off the ground, like at the top of the walls.
Yeah.
And they have wood on the inside, but you could easily take the wood off and they flap out.
Okay, I'm gonna like. Is there just a latch?
What was that?
Are they just latched closed from the inside?
It looks like you just push it and it opens itself.
Okay, so I'm just gonna push it into, if I'm remembering the layout of the building, back into an alley, or
Yeah. You could easily look out the window first before you open it to see that.
Scout it.
Yeah, you see the scaffolding down on your left.
Yeah.
And make a one more stealth check.
I'm gonna hop
As-
out first before I take my bag, still disguised as the
guard.
soldier.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's really good stealth. 16 plus 6, so 22.
Awesome. So you hop and you use the bag as like leverage against the window to like help ease yourself down onto the ground.
Okay.
And then you pull the bag out and you close the window. The wood obviously can't not be put back on, but maybe they just forgot to close the window.
Right.
You make your way out of there.
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna just try to be ambiguous and walk towards Thaddeus.
All right. You make it back to him. And around this time, you see that the northern gates have been opened, and a bunch of wounded people are coming in, and they're taking them into this another building that seems to be like a hospital type of place. And right around this time is when the group arrives into town. So group coming from the south, you guys come into town, and as you're approaching and you escape the wood tree line, you see smoke and people crying, and you see dead bodies littering the streets, muddy streets, and you see people trying to like find refuge as you guys enter.
How far am I
okay.
from Jolly Roger or the Jolly Dragon?
Jolly Dragon is it's right inside the gate. You can see the gate as you guys are coming up. It doesn't seem like this gate has been attacked too much, but you do see people entering, like wounded people. And you see soldiers on guard and people walking towards you guys. I'm asking if you've seen anyone run this way. So that's kind of a imagery of what you see.
Hey guys, I have to run and make sure the Jolly Dragon and my family's okay. Do you guys want to join me?
Okay.
Yes.
You
But
go- yeah.
what? Okay, hold on. So I just need to catch up here. So we're approaching the town.
Mhm.
It's like under siege, or like
No, it seems to have been that you guys are coming to the aftermath of this.
Oh, okay. I thought at the end of last session we were
There's
at
like
the
people out in the street and stuff.
Yeah,
because
you
we
see
heard
like
the horns. We heard the horns and stuff.
yeah, you
So-
would still there's still horns blowing. Like people are still looking around. You see guards like actively looking for people, making sure everyone is safe. So this place is still like under lockdown, but they have opened the gates, and you see people starting to like they're now allowing people to enter, but they have not ended their battle phase. In other words.
Do we notice a particularly mammoth-sized bird flying around?
You would see shadows and glimpses of something very large flying about, but it is impossible to make out what the crap it is. You just know that something humongous is flying about.
Okay.
So they're still fighting in the city.
There is no fighting. happening.
You said the battle's still going on.
The horns are still going off.
There are still horns being blown. There are still people looking and searching for the enemy, but no one has been found as of right this second. It seems like the battle is over, but again, they are still making sure there are no stragglers, people hiding, things like that. So you can hear guards calling, like, come this way. People, there are being orders. So there's, imagine like a battlefield of people marching all over the place, looking and questioning people and triaging people, things like that. But no, you don't see any, you see a bunch of dead orcs, you see a bunch of dead children and humans and women, and you see off in the distance people hung from that beam. There's probably like 12 of them on there at this point. You see a bunch of spikes in the ground, pikes in the ground, probably like 70 of them, just all around in the mud. And some of them are toppled with heads crowning them. That is the imagery of what you see. Like there's the Ghost Gate district took a huge blow, but it seemed like the rest of the city was safe.
Okay, I'm gonna rush over to the Jolly.
What should we do about Twinkie? Can we just bring it in the city?
Yeah, just have him come with us. I guess we could talk to him.
I don't know how
I mean,
common
he could
unicorns are.
talk telepathy.
I don't
Well,
want to
he
paint a
would be
target
well
on our
known
back.
to the people in the city, wouldn't he be, Bo? Isn't he like
so-
a known thing?
As you guys are discussing that, you see guards come up to talk to you, and you see them like look at the unicorn and do like a slight bow, and then like question, like, have you seen anyone running south? Any orcs? We've been attacked. Any news of this on your travels?
No,
But
this is the
the
first
unicorn is
thing.
known, right? It's not like
Yeah.
a secret.
They seem to, these people seem to know, who recognize what this is. Maybe they've never seen it, but they recognize like that it's like a good omen.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, so you guys
So I'm
head
gonna
in.
If there's
Sorry.
anybody that like is injured that I could possibly help, I'll try to help them over to the Jolly Dragon, and we can mend them up as best we can. If they would like.
For sure. As you guys are walking, you see there's like a line outside of the Jolly Dragon amongst many other buildings inside. And the Jolly Dragon basically has turned into like a triage center where people are sitting in there trying to get relief. Many people are sobbing and crying about losses and injuries. You see some clerics in there from some of the religions like Palor and people are crying and saying you hear them say the following things. Let me just find it real quick. Sorry, I lost my spot. Many of them shouting that the Black Iron Pact has been signed. All will bend the knee or die. Long live the chain. The Pie Cord has been chosen. Ugak the Omen has brought pride to the chain. Yep.
You said
those are things
Ugak
here.
the Omen.
Ugak. Yep. Ugak the Omen.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to get in and see if I can see like an employee or someone I know that would know who my family is, like a regular, and ask them where like my mother and father are, and I'll tell, hey guys, follow me. I'll bring you guys up to the bar and get you out of the way.
You don't have to look far. You see that kitchen is open and your mom is basically serving everybody. They're trying to feed people. They basically have turned into like Edda's kitchen, but for like everyone.
Yeah.
And people are, I mean, they're just feeding people. They don't have any experience with like treating wounds, but they're doing what they can to lessen the blow, so to say, with these people.
Okay, I'm gonna go in. Do I see my mom or dad first?
Your mom. Your dad's in the kitchen
Yeah.
as always.
Okay, I'm gonna run up. Mom.
She's gonna run and give you a big hug and say that she's so
Keep
happy
going.
that you're safe.
I just stopped to make sure you guys were okay. We just got back. I'm gonna go out and see if I can help with anything.
Awesome.
I'm just happy you're okay. And
Seems to be fine.
I'll give her a kiss on the forehead and then run back and yell at my dad. Hey, Dad. Dad.
Yes. Yes, son.
We just got back. I'm gonna run out and see if I can help. I just stopped by to make sure you guys were good.
We are, son. Love you. Thank you.
Come back later. Love you too. And then I'll rush out and grab what are their names? Olivax and Waldo. And say, all right, everything's okay here. I'm gonna go out and see if I can help in any other way. Do you guys want to go?
Let's go, Ivan.
I know the unicorn could heal. Could I ask the unicorn if he wants to stay or not? And then
We're not leaving Twinkie.
or join us.
You can maybe have Waldo ask.
It tells
He's
Waldo
been
that it
talking to
wishes.
the last 2 days.
It tells
He could
Waldo
talk
that it
to us
wishes to return
telepathically.
home.
He could talk to us telepathically, right?
Yeah.
No, like me and Olivax as well.
Yeah, anyone that has
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
power. I'll tell Twinkie that we'll bring you back when it's safe. Okay, Twinkie? Okay, Twinkie?
It will nod and tell you that it wishes to return. It wishes to return home. If you can bring it now.
But Twinkie, there's bad guys. Could we get our friends together and go with you? Bring you back?
If you must.
So Twinkie wants to leave and go back to the forest?
Twinkie wants to go home. That's
Do
what
we
it tells
need
you.
to show
Is the
Twinkie
forest just
to?
right next to the city?
Yeah, it's close.
Do we need to show Droll Twinkie, or is like just bring it back to the city fine?
We need to show him.
I think we need to show him. Yeah, I don't know how else to prove it.
I thought that he said just release him and he could tell if he's free or not. But if we need to show him, then we'll ask him. Hey, do you mind joining us
It
to
will
go see
follow.
Droll?
It will follow you.
Okay. Let's head to the wherever Droll is.
Oh, show. You guys make your way to the center of the city? Yes.
Bo,
Olabox.
Before that, how tall are the how tall is the beam that the people are shoestringed over?
Yeah, that's on the northern side of the city. You can see it from here. It's probably like 20 feet off the ground.
All right, so that's not going to work.
If you just pull on their legs, they might just come down.
And as you see them from this close, you can actually see that some of them have like arrows in them, and they look like as if the guards shot them to ease their pain, basically.
Hey, Ivan. Ivan.
Yes, master.
Hop on Waldo's shoulders. You've got a task. Is that okay, Waldo?
Yeah. Are you murdered?
Can you get?
So you're heading? Are you
Ivan
heading
doesn't-
over? Sorry, are you heading over to the place? Or are you heading in? Because you're currently inside the walls. So you only would have saw that as you're walking in. You would no longer be able to see that from inside the walls.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it was just like within town, so we can just stop by and. I was going to see.
It's definitely in the ghost district where the attacks happen, but it's outside the walls, and you guys are in. The Jolly Dragon is inside the walls, so you guys are inside the walls now.
Oh, okay. All right.
But you
never mind.
definitely can go over there though, for sure. After potentially.
Yeah. Let's beeline it to Droll.
Cool beans. So you guys get to Droll.
I'll have my sword out. Then I'll hold
Your nuts.
Ow. Yes, my nuts.
You can only hold an action in combat. You wouldn't really hold like a spell like that for more than a round.
Just an Eldritch Blast.
But you definitely can be, you definitely could be looking out, and yeah, for sure. You notice, Waldo, that Gladtiri seems to be staying really close to you, as it seems to trust you more than everyone else. And you guys go to, and as you're walking through with this good omen, people are starting to like have some sort of cheer and just like a more happy outlook on what's happening. Having seen, just being in the presence of a unicorn seems to be very sacred for some of these people. And you make it to Droll's tower, and Frug and Wink answer the door. As it seems like Wink seems to have been hanging out with Frug over the last hour.
Hello, my friends. I see you've made it safely back. And with Gladtiri in tow. Good thing, because I'm sure Droll will want to see him in person, just to make sure everything went well. I trust you
that's
didn't
why
get
we're
caught
here.
up in
We're just trying to get this done so we could see if we can get out there and help anybody. So let's go.
Frug
Yeah, you
will,
won't,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you weren't caught up in the damage going on out there, were you? A little
No, it looks like we missed it. We
skirmish?
came in through the south side, and it already passed by the time we arrived.
Well, that's for the best. I was happy
It's
to
not
let
too
the
bad
owl.
damage down that area.
Yes. Thankfully, our newfound friend Droll the Wizard has some potent abilities with creating an owl summon, which was pretty handy.
Yeah, whatever they're doing, it's working. Let's get this done. I want to get out there and help.
Where's the
This is
brothers?
so exciting. I've never been around a battle this size before.
Yes.
Olovax asks Wink where the brothers are.
Oh, where's the owl?
Oh yes, the brothers. At the moment they had the opportunity to go and aid their comrades, I'll just give a little wink. They went to do so. So they must be out there in the city streets. Not quite sure where they were.
They are always so helpful.
Yes, of course.
Frug, because outside of this place there is a guard. Frug is going to have the guard give instruction to the guard to take Gladtiri back and escort him, and he will take you guys up to meet with Droll if you guys wish, or if you guys wish to go and assess the damage first, then Frug will report that it has been returned.
Well, I
It's
want
up
to
to
go
you
up and
guys.
kind of, if Droll has a minute, I just want to go and make sure we're done with whatever we needed to, because he's my dad's friend. I don't want to have a bad impression. So I want to go and talk to him and make sure, he's happy with our work. And if there's anything he needs, otherwise we're going to go see if we can do something somewhere else.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's my plan, at least.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
follow because I want to see how else we could help the
Yeah, for
city.
sure. So Frug escorts you guys up to the same room you guys first met Droll in, and Droll seems to be a little bit more relaxed, Wink, now that everything seems to be done. Even though he is still working, he doesn't seem to be as stressed as he was in game time. And he asks you guys to sit down. Frug will pour you guys some tea.
Are we all? What do we look like? Are we just drenched and are we disgusting? Like, are we all muddy and bloody?
If you
Muddy
guys
and
were
bloody?
wet, as you walk in past Frug's room, there is like a contraption that is mounted to the ceiling in the stairs that will instantly clean and dry you off.
Oh, I was just gonna say I have prestidigitation. I wouldn't want us to go looking like haggard and gross to go meet him, because I know he's so important. So I'd make sure we were clean before we walked in.
You guys are nice and clean and dry. Yeah, so Droll comes.
Make sure Twinkie's coat is all glimmering and nice.
Twinkie's gone at this point.
Oh.
So you guys are all seated around the round table, and Droll comes in and he says, "Welcome, I'm back, you guys. Frog tells me you have successfully brought back Gladtiri in record time. May I add?"
Yes, I hope we got back in time. We rushed back. I just wanted to make sure everything was taken care of. I know you did this as a favor for my father. I didn't want to, darken our family name at all. I hope everything went okay.
There was one minor hiccup, which I'll bring, but first I do want to say that I did have a time to question the halfling that you guys brought to me, whose name is, one second. Whose name is Benze.
What was that?
Benze. Benze.
Benze.
Benze. And I did get to learn that basically him and a few others were just merely thugs that most of their life had worked for the Gold Buttons, which is an underground place in town, and didn't really know what they were getting themselves into. Seems like Lionel was the one who reached out to the chain, and they had become initiates of sorts, led by Kikex, which is the lizard folk that you guys executed. And yeah, it seems like they were delivering this to be sold elsewhere, or poached, or stuffed, or whatever it is they were planning on doing. They did not know. But yeah, it seems like they did tell me some of the information, which I don't seem relevant at this point, but yeah, it seems like that was really the end of it. So maybe the Gold Buttons and them are tied somehow, but I doubt it.
Well, that's unfortunate. We try to get them back as fast as we can because we knew that's what you wanted.
It is peculiar to me that the chain seems to have been behind this attack, as the Pike Horde is an extension of the chain, basically their army of orc that they have. So it is peculiar that they would attack us when they have never done so in the past. Nor it would be suicide to attack us or any major city. But I'll have to learn what this Black Iron Pact is, of which some of the people have spoke about. I might have to do some traveling as well to God's Nowhere to see how that is going to affect us now that we have resisted. But yeah, as I mentioned to Wink here, there was one complication. I did learn that there was a forgery of my name, which was unauthorized by myself to acquire horses for your travel. And I did mention that that is not how I do business. If you need provisions, that is something that you need to speak to me about beforehand and not afterwards. And as a punitive measure, that I was going to remove 600 gold pieces, or half of something, as I have worked for a long time to have a good relationship with Alloy Bonds, and this does not help my cause with them. And I know that it is a harsh punishment, as I've discussed with Wink and Thadon at length.
It's fair.
But
Some of us lack honor.
I don't think that's it necessarily, but we all have different means of achieving certain goals. I do want to keep working with you guys, as your results clearly speak for themselves, but it's just the manner of which you do certain things. I would like to be more by the law and not to bend it to fit your needs. As I did mention, there is a bonus for getting Benze, so that will be tacked on. And as I did mention to Wink, I did have a magic item that I was going to give to him, but if he does not want it, I am happy to pay you guys the full 1,200 gold pieces, plus an extra 100 for bringing back Benze, or I can do half of the gold and the magic item plus the 100 bonus, of course. But that is up for you guys to decide.
What is
the item?
the
Who's Benson?
magic item?
Where's the eagle?
What was that, Enzo?
What was the magic item, sir? So we could discuss to see if it's in our best interest to
He'll bring.
which direction to go.
He'll usher to Frug, who will bring over a box, and he'll open it, and just inside will be a jade ring, and he will say, let me pull up the magic item real quick. This ring, what it does is, if a spell is attempted to be cast and fails, one can instantly draw the magic back into it, which I have found very useful.
So if you
But-
fail on a casting spell, you don't lose that spell slot, basically.
Exactly. In game terms, yes.
Is that
pretty nice.
once per long rest or indefinitely?
Once per long rest. It's actually once
Uh,
per day, but yeah.
Once per day.
But anyways,
What would it be worth, just so I can figure in my head the value of the item versus taking the cash?
yeah, make a history check to see what you would know. Or sorry,
I'll do.
Arcana.
Yeah,
If you're
I'm all
proficient
in.
in Arcana, you may roll.
I am
I
not.
sure am. I got a 16.
You would know that the ring is probably a better deal.
I'm gonna hold the ring up to the light, squint at it, scrunch up my face a little bit. Well,
Oh, come on. We know you want it.
you know I do. I think,
It's nice and shiny. It goes good with your eyes.
well, my dear friends, I do feel bad that we had some of
Well,
our.
Hey, how's this? You take the ring. The next thing that comes up that doesn't work for you, we'll do the same deal for everybody. If you guys are okay with this, you give us your pot, your part of the money, and the ring is yours. When something else pops up that's good for anybody else, the character, we all do the same deal. What do you guys think about
Except for
that?
the Dawn.
Seems pretty fair.
The Dawn
Still
does not
looking.
get a prize. He costs
Well,
us.
we could talk about that as a guild, and we don't need to do that in front of Droll and Frug.
Correct.
But I just want, or not as a guild, as a group. So let's if everybody here is okay with that, we can outvote them anyway.
Yeah. I want Droll to hear my disdain for Thadon and what he did, because I don't think Droll likes him. So I think
Droll is going to say,
yeah.
I will remind you all that the punitive measure was for all of you. Yes, the Dawn may have done the forging, but you allowed the forging to happen and benefited from the results. Therefore, that is why you were all punished. If the Dawn were to have done it alone without you guys knowing, that is one thing. But again, this does not ruin our relationship whatsoever, in my opinion, or how I'm seeing it. I just hope it does not do that to you.
I knew it.
Droll, just so I know going forward, if we're lucky enough to work together again, if we are in a situation like we were where we wanted to get this done as fast as you can, just because you said, but we weren't in a position to get it done as fast as we can because of we didn't have the money to do so. What would you like us to do in the future?
If you need provisions and you are needing me to provide them, I am happy to do so. However, it would cost double of your cuts. Double the cost normally, because what happens if the person doesn't accomplish it? Then I'm out that amount of money. So it's more of a risk for me to do it. But if you need provisions in the future and I'm the one extending the call, I'm happy to answer it tentatively for you while allowing you to do so. Does that seem like a fair agreement?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I say, yes, we could, how about we roll up, we will, if we work, hopefully we do, when we work together in the future, you can charge us double the amount off the bat, but then when we return, we can cut that in half to where it's 25% off the top at the end after we do the job.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Is everybody else okay with that?
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it. Wink. Waldo, do you have anything to say?
Who's Benson?
Oh, I just don't see how we benefited from taking horses. But
What is he talking about?
Well, we were there twice as fast. We got everything done twice as fast. We probably
Yes,
wouldn't have
so-
caught them without the horses.
Oh, we would have caught them, but what I think Droll benefited, which is why it hurts me that he thinks we benefited from accelerating the process of rescuing our dear friend, the unicorn.
Yes, I mean, it's
I'm still
unfortunate
looking.
we did what we did, but I mean, not all of
Yes.
us knew what was happening. But
Indeed.
it did happen. It is our group. We all got punished. And we were lucky to even get this job. I mean, none of us have any name out there, and Droll asked for us and gave us an opportunity,
Yes,
which I appreciate.
beggars can't be choosers. That is true. And we were in much need of money, so desperate. I would even say we were slightly desperate. However, we do have some money now, graciously proffered
Okay,
by
cool.
Droll.
Yep, you can all add 100 gold pieces to your character sheets, and then there's an extra 100 gold as bonus that you can split amongst yourselves however you want.
Well, plus
And then-
the gold from Wink. 'Cause he's getting the ring.
The 85, or do you guys take my 100 gold?
What do you mean 85?
Oh, the 85 from the potion that I sold. So I
Well,
still have
that
that
should all-
listed in my
That all needs to get
inventory.
doled out as well. But we can do that when we're all together.
Okay.
That's an out-of-game discussion.
Okay. But for my 100 gold, is that basically getting divided up amongst you guys and I just get the ring? Is that how it's working?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Before we walk out, I'll be the last, and then I'll ask Droll, who is, you said Bensei, who is Bensei?
He'll tell you who Bensei is.
Who?
It's the halfling that you guys brought back. That you
Okay.
captured.
Oh,
Bensei.
Well, Joe, we appreciate it. We're gonna. Do you need us to do anything? Is there anything that you need? You'd like to hire us to go out and there's an area we could protect? Is there someone who you want us to go check on?
I did hear a rumor. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but it seems like the orcs that remain, there's about maybe 15 of them or so, have been driven into the silver mines of House Papaleo. And it seems they have taken hostages.
Is there people on that? Have you sent soldiers?
I believe I'm not in charge of all of the soldiers. I was just in charge of one battalion, but I believe there are some unwilling to go in, but they have like barricaded the entrance. Unfortunately, the silver mine of Papaleo is very well guarded, It's like a private mine, so it's been closed for the past week due to a rust monster infestation. So many of our soldiers have not been willing to go in there. But you might check it out, as well as see what potential aid you can provide to the city. I must meet with Marcelo. What is his name? The Baron? What is his freaking name? One moment, please.
Marcelio's a good name.
Marcelo Lobosco is his name. To inform him of what's been happening, as well as see where he would like me to go to find about this Black Iron Pax. So that's what I'll be doing. If you need anything, Frug will be here, as always. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Dang
Who
it.
did you say was had hostages at the silver mines?
The pike horde, the silver mine is owned by the house Papaleo, which is what he's saying. Papaleo.
So the pike cord took some hostages and ran off up to that mine. Is that that's right?
Yeah, it sounds like they were driven back. You'll have to confirm, but just here, let me share my screen just to show you what. So as you guys leave, so you guys are here. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys leave. Did you guys want to head over this way? This is where the attack happened, was in this region here.
Is that where they were driven out as well?
Yeah, the mine is up this road.
I would probably know what that mine is since I'm from here.
You would know that mine for sure. You guys don't even have to roll for that. It's pretty common knowledge. You guys would know the names of the mines. But House Papaleo is like super high noble house.
I know
So-
exactly where that is. What do you guys
All right.
think? What do you think, Olivex?
Well, we gotta go find the brothers. Well, we don't have to, actually, but we probably should.
Well, we can go give it a. We can go leave a note at my at the Jolly Roger, and we can.
Dragon.
do-
Jolly Dragon.
Jolly Dragon. Why do I keep calling it Jolly Roger? That is a cooler name, I guess.
I
You
like
did
Um,
name it, so
There is
Well,
a
I
pirate in you,
Did
my
the
good
Jolly
sir.
Dragon because of the. Yes, yeah. We can go. Leave a note there. Is there any hot spots that we know that they might check out?
They're probably taking
They might
advantage
be.
of someone.
Well,
So probably looting.
I will say if things have started to die down in the city, Bo, that I would like to have headed back to the tower where Wink was.
okay. Let's say you guys meet them right as they come out.
Why? Speak of the devil.
Can I like
I-
hide the things that I stole on my person, or
I'm
I-
assuming you have a pack of
Yeah.
sorts.
Yeah, and I would not be with him. I would go back to doing my investigations on a certain wizard who must pay for his injustices.
okay.
Okay.
So Ryan's not with you, Tyler. Or sorry, Tink.
okay? Well,
Would you go back
I'm torn.
Somewhere else and drop off your pack?
You have a back. I'm assuming have a backpack to carry all the crap that you have in your inventory.
Okay,
Except
Yeah,
for
no, I have a
Olvax, who
backpack.
has Ivan carry everything.
I have.
Oh,
He's the
yeah.
only exception.
Is the
So, yeah.
backpack just like video game inventory where it's just like it's
No.
in there, but we can't see it?
No, it's
So like Tink would have a Santa bag, a Grinch Santa bag full of weapons, which would probably be poking out of the bag.
I mean,
Or would that be hidden?
Jabbing into his back the whole time?
I don't think it's that much. It's not that big, but It's probably half that size.
I will
I
just.
mean, he might need to replace some things from his pack in order to fit it in there.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
I'll cover for him. If people are giving him suspicious looks, and I'll just say, Tink, thank you for acquiring that produce for me. Would you just bring it over to my house, and I shall.
Well, if Thaddeus is gonna stay in the city, I will just have him stash it somewhere and sell it for me, and we could split the profits if he wants to sell it.
Who's Thaddeus? Thadon?
Yeah, sorry,
Thadon.
Thadon. Unless there are
You don't
any
know your
like
brother's
daggers
name?
Is
or
that the Jolly
something
Roger?
worth, keeping, like really quality things that I should just keep.
I guess Thadon, would you be willing to stash his stuff for him, or how does he react to that?
I for sure
guys
would
even
stash
do that,
my brother's stuff.
Okay, awesome. So you stash it in one of your caches that you
Uh,
have.
Probably more where I'm sleeping, like some hidden gutter somewhere.
So you guys, well, you told me you guys have been sleeping in the Ghost Gate districts, which is not inside the walls. So you would have to go out there to do that. You definitely can do that. You just have to do that.
Yeah. I would go ask all over town about this wizard. I wouldn't just go where I am. I want to get everyone like a general feel. If it's just the inner city that likes him, the outer city not, well, there's a rivalry I can take advantage of.
Oh, show. Go ahead and roll a investigation check as you search for people, what they know on Alloy Barnes.
Of course, I am upstairs now with the boy. I didn't bring my dice with me. Let me open up D&D Beyond real fast. You said investigation?
Yep.
All right. That is 11 total.
All right. So what you learn is that Alloy Barnes has a large family, and that they have a bunch of kids, and a lot of them have jobs in other places other than Alloy Barnes. That's what you learn.
Okay.
The 11. So if you're going to the Ghost Gate district, again, you notice that there's lots of bodies and burnt down houses and stuff like that. Your place where you were staying is still dry, but it looks like it has been trampled through. So you definitely can stash your stuff there, though, if you need to.
Before I separate from him, do you want me to stay? Do you need my help with your investigation? Don.
Might be helping with Adrian.
He's pissed. He's just left.
Not speaking to us anymore.
So what's the rest of the group doing? So you went back to the Jolly Dragon, let him know that you're gonna go help out.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Sorry, Adrian was messed with my microphone, so I was speaking and it wasn't working. I was just gonna say that you have your mark. I have potentially a new mark, but I need to know if I am able to find enough information to potentially make it worth our while.
Yeah, but do you need help with that? I mean, I don't know if I trust this crew of people. I don't know if they're just going to leave us behind or if I should just stick with you.
Unfortunately, I potentially burned a bridge, but we have found the most gold we have in a good long while with them. I think it's definitely a route worth exploring further. So yeah, go back to the castle and go to that little frog or Frud, whatever the fool's parents named him. And see if that can bear us more fruit.
All right. Well, then I will stick with the crew on their journey.
Where's your brother?
He's not feeling well. He ate something kind
I
of.
want to have a word with him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where he is. Do you want to go find him?
Can I insight check?
Oh, show. Roll deception check.
You're gonna beat me.
You never know.
I rolled a 2 plus 3.
Okay.
Can somebody just roll for me?
Sure, I'll roll. You rolled a natural 20.
Yeah. What did you ask me? I can't remember.
Did you want to go look for him?
Oh,
No, if he's not feeling well, I'll wait for him to feel better first.
I just love that you believe it. Oh, if he's not feeling well, let him be.
I rolled a 2.
I know.
All right.
I think
And he
it's
rolled a 20.
hilarious.
Convincing.
So you guys have left the tower. Where would you guys like to go? Are you heading towards the mine? You guys went back to Enzo's place to tell his parents that you're going out of the walls. What are we doing?
Is the hanging beam on the way, or is that
The hanging beam is on your way. Yep.
Ivan,
Yep. See,
What do we
Can
see
you-
at the hanging beam? Like, what's the setup? Is it rope or chain or?
yeah. So you guys walk towards the beam, which is like a pillar of the remembrance. As you're walking, you're seeing guards taking down these pikes with the heads on them out of the grounds, and they're starting to make like a burial pile. Like they're lining up all the bodies. People are coming through and identifying who they know, and then taking anything that they have on them as far as like remembrance and things like that. But as you come to this place where the bodies are still hanging, you see that this is right by Edda's kitchen, where you guys were. That you guys did the volunteer work not a day prior.
Oh, guys, while you guys check this out, I'm gonna go check on Edda, make sure they're okay.
Okay, so as they're walking up to these hanging bodies, again, you see a huge log beam that spans across the middle, and then you see 2 X's on either end that are tied together, and you see the bodies hanging over. Again, there's about 12 of them. Looks like they've cut some of them down thus far, but it's kind of, there's not a lot of people. It looks like a lot of the soldiers are wounded and have kind of retreated back into the military district for aid. So
we've got to get these bodies down. They deserve a proper, honorable burial. Ivan, can you hop on Waldo's shoulders? And could Tink donate your dagger once more?
Oh, for sure.
Could also light them on fire if that helps. Don't know if you guys are comfortable with that kind of burial. I'm not so comfortable with touching dead bodies, so I'd rather just burn them from a distance.
Well, it looks like they're gathering all the bodies into a pile over there. So I figured we could help gather them because these are pretty tall. And Waldo's pretty tall. And Ivan's pretty light.
Yeah.
So we can make one big tall one. It can help get him down.
Maybe we could just throw Ivan up there. He seems pretty spry.
He's not.
Hmm.
He's not well coordinated.
I could throw pretty hard.
Plus, I think he's afraid of heights.
I want to see Ivan's face when I say that. I'll look towards Ivan.
he looks at Olivax, and he's like terrified that he's going to approve.
What do you say, Ivan?
He was gonna throw me.
You
up
ready
there.
to fly like a dragon?
You're the dragon, master.
You want to be like me, right?
I don't like heights, master.
I understand. But we do need to get these bodies down. It's the honorable thing to do.
We're
We don't
gonna go.
procrastinate on honor. So you can either
No,
take flight, or you can ride on Waldo's shoulders. What do you want?
The latter.
Okay. Waldo, can you get down a little bit?
Yeah, I'll just grab him and put him up.
Or that works too. I guess you're pretty strong.
He's gonna like grab the body and like try to pull it so the other one lifts up so he has a place to cut. And let me roll. Oh, he struggles to get this first rope down. It's wet.
Come on, Ivan.
But
It's
he,
just the first.
he eventually gets it, and the body falls. Enzo, as you ask around for Edda, you cannot find her anywhere. And when you go to like her specific place where she lives, that cot that she sleeps on, you see a guard talking to a woman who says that Edda has been kidnapped and taken by the Pike Horde.
Hello? I'm looking
Yeah.
for Edda. Is she around?
Yeah, so like I said, they tell you that she's been taken by the Pike Horde.
She was one of the ones that got taken.
The guard will report that they took about 3 or 4 of them as they were driven back into the mine.
She might not even make the trip. Okay. Do you have any more information on what happened? Like how many people took them, what they look like, what they're wearing, anything?
Orcs, all orcs. Seems like the lieutenant is with them. About 20 of them, potentially less, depending on how many died on their trip up to the mine.
So they left with 20 orcs and their leader. Do you know how many hostages? Or
3 or 4.
about? So they have 3 or 4 hostages. Okay. Do you know if anybody is trying to get them?
They'll report something similar to what Droll said about how they have some people camped out, but everyone's afraid to go inside due to the rust monster infestation, plus the orcs now being in there.
Level 1 and a rust monster infestation? You're a monster.
Yeah, and orcs, 20 of them. Okay, well, I appreciate it. She's such a sweet lady. It's terrible what's happening.
Indeed.
Do I recognize anybody there?
Yeah, you recognize all these people from when you guys fed everyone food. These are all the people that took food from you that live in this area.
Ah, got it. Okay, well, I appreciate the information. Maybe we can help out in some way. Try to find a place to stay warm and get some food, guys. I'll try to get Edda back. And then I'll turn around and walk out.
Okay.
Let's go, Ivan. There's 2 more. You're getting slower.
Yeah, he does get slower, but then on the last one, he cuts it really quickly. Gets them all. Ivan is drenched and looks sick yet again.
All right.
Before I put him down, I'll act like I'm gonna drop him, and then I'll be like, ooh.
No, not funny.
Kind of funny.
I'll start helping pull the bodies over to wherever the the big mass of them are, wherever they're collecting them.
Yeah, it looks like they're lining them up against the wall, like the main wall. So
Okay.
just wherever that is, the closest wall to you.
I'll pull them in line, and then I'll like cross their arms and kind of just like slowly make sure that their eyes are closed, and like place my hand like on their hands as they're folded across, and do like a little bow of respect. And
I'll
then
help you do that. And as we're doing it, I'll do a prestidigitation on them to make them look like they're not all gruesome. They've probably got like blue necks and faces. So I'll try to clean them up so they don't look so terrible.
One of
People
the
People
sorry,
should
go ahead.
die. People should die with dignity. This is terrible.
It is dishonorable. But against the darkness we shall prevail.
Guard's gonna say, hopefully they didn't suffer the same fate as those that worship Moradin. As he's gonna point back to the temple that used to be there, that's no longer there. Just up the road.
These orcs have something against Moradin.
Apparently so.
All right. Well,
Who is
what do we
Moradin?
want to do?
Hold on, Waldo was saying something.
Who is
Oh,
Moradin?
sorry, Waldo.
Who's who?
Moradin.
Moradin. I guess he's a
Well, would I know who that is?
Yes, you would. You would know that he's the god
God
of the
of
dwarves.
the dwarves.
God of what?
The
The
dwarves.
The
He's the
dwarves?
god of like forging and smithing and
There was a question about him in the quiz. I think it was like strength. Also.
strength. He's not the god of strength.
He's the god of
Maybe.
dwarves.
He's the god of dwarves and other
Are
things.
there a lot of dwarven bodies that we see?
You see dwarven bodies, you see human bodies, you see
Like
halfling bodies.
more than okay, but so it's like
No.
equal. It's not like a whole bunch of dwarves.
There's more dwarves in this city than there's more human than dwarves and halflings. So in that order is what you would see is like dead people. It doesn't look like they were targeting a specific race.
Yeah. Good deal.
All right, so you guys
So Enzo probably gets back.
Yeah, guys, just to let you know, Edda was one of the ones taken by the orcs.
Oh no, Grandma.
That
What?
frail lady.
Yeah, I don't even know how she could even survive on the way there. I mean, it's not too far, but if they made her run along with some orcs, she would make it.
Well, we've got to go find out. We've got to get her.
Well, what do you guys want to do? The information is 20 orcs, 3 to 4 hostages, and those 20 orcs have one of their commanders, so they might not be easy to pick off. And
say
then
that's
supposedly
not-
there's
that-
rust monsters in there.
I'd say that's not enough. Let's go.
What about everybody else? Are you guys okay with trying to get Edda, or
Yeah, let's
should
go.
we find something else to do, or we can all break up apart? What do we want to do, guys?
Definitely not break apart. We need to stick together. That's we're gonna need all the force we can bring. Maybe we can recruit some of these guards that are just kind of around here looking for something to do.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. The guards, possibly some of these able-bodied workers. You can always use an extra hand, someone to take a little bit of the brunt of 20 orcs. I'm not sure if we can handle those on our own. Maybe this is something we should bring up with Droll first and see if he can proffer some, well, if he can fund the trip
help?
or if he can assist in the trip. Well, that would be helpful.
Oh, did
Well,
you say that
that
we know
sounds
there's
like
rest
you're gonna join
monsters?
us.
What you've heard, again, you haven't gone up. You know that there's people barricading this place, which may have more info, but what you guys have gathered so far is that this place had rust monster infestation, so it was closed for like the last week or so, and then these orcs had like been driven into this mine, and they took prisoners with them. And there was about 20 that went to the mine, but
Oh wow.
They might be getting hit by the rust monsters themselves, which doesn't bode well for Edith at all.
It doesn't.
And then speaking of being all together, Tink, what do you do when you hear this and they say, let's go? Do you try to go get your brother first? What is your course of action?
I take out a little leather-bound book and flip it open and change it to a couple pages. And I start to mumble to myself and nod my head and just put it back in my pack and say, yeah, this is the right path. Let's go, guys.
All right, let's just make sure we're all on the same page. We're all gonna stay as a group. We're gonna do this. Should we go to Droll and see if we can get anything out of it? We don't want to make the same mistakes we did last time.
Yes, communication is key. We should ask if he can help.
It did
or-
bite us pretty hard in the butt last time, so let's we can head back there. Make sure we're on the same page with him. So he's like the head wizard. Is he like in charge of the city, or is there other people we should talk to about this?
How about half of us go talk to Droll?
I'm asking.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was just like a.
Like
Are you-
Marcelo
No,
Labosco.
I was kind of asking Bo.
Gotcha.
Roll a history check for me, please.
Okay.
To see what about the local government your character would know.
15.
Your character would know that he is the city wizard, meaning he has been charged with certain responsibilities pertaining to like administration as well as like magic in the city. He would not be in charge of like soldiers and like major diplomatic things in the
Who would
city.
be in charge of bounties?
The Droll's like the Grand Maester, and like we need to find someone who's in charge of like the city watch. Basically, we need to go find like the head of whoever's in charge of the guards.
Are there any?
Okay. Would I know who to go talk to then?
You would probably bet that going to the military district, you could find a commander to give you instructions or see what they have.
All right. Could I turn to one of these guys and ask them what direction we should head?
For
Or
sure,
where to go?
they'll point you
Where do I go?
back. Yeah, they'll point. If you ask the guard that you talked to about Edda, they would point you back into the city where you just came from, and to seek out one of the commanders there, if you're looking for an assignment.
All right.
Does
All right,
anyone want to
guys.
come? I want to go. I still want to go talk to Droll. I still think it's a good idea, just to keep him in the loop and see if he's willing to help. I know it's not his jurisdiction, but maybe he does seem interested in the Pike Horde and the Black Iron Pact, and maybe this is all related, and maybe he has vested interest, and we can kind of be his, whatever his like, his little band of
Go-to gang.
yeah, his
I'm Tell
mercenaries.
everyone to take their time, and I am super tired. I didn't get to sleep, and I'm just gonna try to find somewhere to go lay down. And you guys can grab me on your way out.
Okay. Head
Oh, we
over to
need
Jolly
hurry
Dragon.
because Grandma needs
Talk
help.
to my parents.
Okay.
Um,
I will run over to the Jolly Roger, as Kay says, and or not Kay,
Enzo.
and just just grab a bed, a cot, and try to finish off my rest.
Okay. Awesome. Fadan, go ahead and make another investigation check for me as you continue to find out about these Alloy Barnes connection with Droll.
Only a little bit better. Investigation, I believe, was 14.
Okay. You learned that Alloy Barnes has a son who works for, give me one moment,
My Barnes has a son.
who works for House Sinclair. And that the son and Droll are very close.
What does their parent think about that?
They seem annoyed and proud at the same time.
Okay. All right.
Those going back, who's going back to meet with Droll? Olivax,
Ivan.
Ivan, and Enzo. When you guys get there and you knock, Frug answers, and he tells you that Droll is not there. That Droll has gone. That Droll is gone for the time being. He does not know when he'll be back.
Can we leave a message for him?
For sure. How can he help you?
Let him know we're looking into this orc situation with the hostages.
And an insight
We
check
just
him.
wanted to.
Yeah, for sure. Insight.
That's bad. 9.
He seems to be
Telling the truth.
can't tell a lie. Yeah. Leaving a message. Enzo, go ahead.
Yeah, like we're just gonna look into it. We're part of the group is heading over to the military to try to find out like what they're doing, if we can get help. We just wanted to touch base and let him know since he mentioned it to us. And if he needs to get us any information, just to he could probably reach us. Easiest way to reach us is through my dad at the Jolly Dragon, and because I'll stop in there in and out of town.
Awesome. As you say this, Frug has a quill floating in the air and writing on a piece of parchment on its own. And think of like Harry Potter reporter. And then says, noted. And if there's anything else he can do for you.
Could you supply us with anything?
What supplies do you require?
Well, it sounds like we're gonna be quite in the thick of it with orcs and rust monsters, so maybe healing potions or anything to combat rusting.
I don't
WD-40.
have anything to give, but you potentially could take that gold you just earned yourselves and buy some from Miss Fortuitous Frost's friend's place. She might have some healing potions that you can buy.
Do you have any wooden like wooden shields or something? That would be good against the rust monsters.
I don't have wooden shields. I have metal gears. I'm not a merchant. You might need to go to the military district if you're looking for weaponry.
Okay, well, what about you? Olivex? Do you have it?
Oh.
Olivex?
What? What?
Who else is with us? Olivex and
Just
Oh,
you.
go. Just go.
All right,
And who?
we'll see you later. He's gonna close the door.
Bye.
All right, you guys make your way to the military district, and you ask to see like a commander, who says that if you're wanting to help with the efforts in the silver mines, to head up there and speak with one of the officers and they can see what they have available.
But we
Which group went?
I guess we're
All
all
of
there.
you.
I think we all just kind of went to both.
Okay.
Yeah, you're all there.
We're all there.
Before we go, do you guys have any wooden shields or anything like that that we can use? The rest of mods are at least for the paladin, or for, I guess we don't have to call him a paladin, at least for Olivex. Does
They
anybody
will
else?
say they have a shield, a wooden shield that has like a metal trim around it for 5 gold pieces.
What do you think, Olivex? That might work for you?
I'll take it.
Master, I don't think I could carry all of that.
I'll carry this one, Ivan.
Yes, master. All right. Subtract 5 gold.
What
All
is
right,
it? It's
I'm
a
ass-
shield or a
Yeah.
sword?
It's a shield, a wooden shield.
Okay.
What do you wouldn't? Never mind. I'll ask them. Hey, do you guys know a rust monster? What's good like for attacking it? Like, what would work for us?
Something sharp and pointy. They'll respond.
Well, it eats metal. So, do you have another idea?
Use an arrow.
Roger that. Does everybody have a who has arrow stuff? I know Kyler does. Or sorry, Tink.
I think that's it.
Who?
I have a warhammer.
Could I buy a
Alright.
spear? Do you have any wooden spears?
Yeah, there's actually some free ones outside if you'd like to take some out of the ground.
The head on it.
Point.
Just keep the head on it.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. So you guys go back, and I'm assuming you get Tink.
Wait,
Fadon,
wait,
I
wait,
don't know.
no. Before we go, I want to ask.
Do you have any men you could spare? Sounds like there's quite a bit, but there's also hostages. And we're gonna need all the help we can get.
We have sent all abled men willing to the mine already. My post is here. I cannot leave.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name is Fad.
Bud. F-U.
F-A-D. F-A-D. Fad.
All right. Thank you, Fad.
Pleasure's mine.
Let's go, Ivan.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to do before I'm assuming you go back to get Tink and head on out? Fadon, I don't know if you're wanting to meet back up with him or what you'd like to do.
Well, this is our first night back, so yeah, I would have done all my questioning until the nighttime and then slept away from everybody and then met up with them in the morning.
Okay. So
Okay.
it looks like Fadon is not going.
All right.
Unless
You
Tink
guys
goes
ready
and
to head
gets
out?
him.
What time of day is it?
About this time, it's about sundown. Maybe a little
What do
bit
you guys
after
wanna-
sundown.
It's getting dark. Should we head over in the morning?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Edda's like 90 years old. She's not going to survive long in there.
I'm assuming I got 4
no.
hours of sleep, right, DM?
Yeah.
So I got a full rest for an elf.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm good to go.
Do we need what about dark vision? Do we have dark vision?
You have dark
I
vision,
see.
and the other elf.
I
that's it.
also have
And
dark vision,
Bugbear. Yeah,
but I'm not
Bugbear.
with you right now.
Okay, but as a group, I'm talking about everybody.
And yeah,
No,
Do we have
everyone.
do we have
Uh,
source of light?
I think I saw Tink make light once with a rock. Sure, he can light something up.
We can make a torch.
There's also torches
All right.
outside of the mines. We could just take one.
Yep.
All right.
And also, if
I'm
we could
okay.
get some more guards, they might have torches.
Yeah, it sounds like for some reason these guards are pretty, not helpful, huh?
They just
I
need a
guess they
little
don't-
nudge.
They don't care about the hostages. They probably are willing to wait out the orcs.
Well, let's change the mines.
All right.
It'll be
let's
helpful if
do
they're
it.
holding torches.
Yes.
Let's go.
Good point, Waldo.
So it's
right.
everyone except Thadon.
I am going to give Tink. Tink, are you wanting to go get Thadon? As you guys are, it seems like the rest of the group is like they're ready to go. I don't know if your character would want to go get him or just leave him.
Well, question: what time of day is it when they decide to leave?
It's just after sundown.
Have I had my full night's rest?
Yes, you would have gotten your full night's rest at this point.
If I would have gotten my full night's rest before they would have came and got me, I would have thought they would have just left without me, and I would have just left to the mine myself.
Didn't you take a rest when
So
I
how this
interrupted.
works?
I'm
How
really
this is
confused about
working
this. Is confusing.
is you went back to your place to sleep,
Right.
and they woke you up. They came back and got you up, and that's when you got your full rest.
Okay. I will not get my brother because he is on a mission, and he would be here if he was ready to party. And he'll just meet us there if he wants to go.
When we stop to get him, I'm gonna tell my parents that what happened, that Edda was taken, and we were gonna go try to get her.
Sounds good.
Do we still have the cart, the horse and cart? Did you guys return that?
We
That
did not
probably-
return it.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know about it.
It was returned.
Okay. All right, well, let's go. I'm just gonna start heading.
All right, so you all head out, and you guys walk about a half a mile down that road, northwest, and you come outside of the mine, which has like mine carts tipped over on its side, and people are sleeping inside of them. As there's still, it doesn't look like it's rained, but they're staying out of it, like out of the wet ground. And there's about 20 or 30 guys outside of the mine. Soldiers, yep.
I guess let's walk up to whoever looks like who's in charge. Or we'll
Yep, so
ask
you go-
around.
Okay, you ask around the guards, and they point you in direction of the guy in charge. Seems to be a dwarf.
Okay.
How
We
can I
ready to
help you?
do this?
Where's Grandma?
There are reportedly about 3 to 4 people inside, and there's about 10 or so orcs inside. We were able to shoot many of them as they were coming in, so some of them have wounds.
Aye. What are y'all doing out here?
We are waiting out until the morning.
Why?
We'll make our attack. Because
It's
we
okay.
are.
It's dark in there anyway.
Yes, it is dark in there anyway, but we are wounded from battle and need to rest before we go in, as well as some of them have fatal wounds and they might die in the process or waste their resources trying to save each other, as well as we potentially might be able to smoke them out, but we're going to need a very large fire as it's a pretty large mine.
And what about the hostages? You just gonna smoke them out too?
They're most likely already dead.
You don't know that.
We do not.
What if
Oh,
what if that was your mother in there? Would you just wait till the morning?
Yes.
I feel sorry for your mom. There's got to be people who aren't fatally injured that could go in with us tonight. We need help. We need to save these people.
We're willing to provide cover if you were needing to retreat, but our orders are to enter at sunrise.
I just talked with your commander, Fad, and he said you were ordered to go into the mines. Let's go.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Why disadvantage?
You'll see in a second, depending on what you roll.
13.
13. He is going to put up a piece of paper and says, my orders are right here. And they say to enter at sunrise. If there's an update to this order, I have not received any words or any commands otherwise. But since you are not in the city watch, you have no authority here.
I'll take the paper and I'll look to where it says sunrise, and I'll try and rip out the word sunrise.
With your claw, you just like scratch it out.
The orders have been changed.
Very funny. You'll respond. If you'd like to wait with us with sunrise, we would welcome you with open arms, as that is the best course of action.
I'll look back to the group and see
What
they
about the
want.
hostages?
You will see from Olivax's face that he strongly disapproves of waiting, but he will defer to the group.
I'll step up and say, what about the hostages, sir?
What about them?
Well, I know personally one of them, and she's very old. I don't know how they're treating her in there, but the sooner we get her out, the better option, or the better it is for her as a chance of survival.
I agree. However, we have not heard the terms of their captors, and if we are to make an attack, we must be at full strength, or else if we fail, then they die anyways, and so do we.
Do you mind if we take point on that and try to negotiate or go there and see what's going on?
If you wish to enter under your own strength, that is up to you. But we will not be making any moves until sunrise. If they want to negotiate, we will be doing the negotiating.
Well, how would you know if you're going to sit out here?
Typically, you send someone out to make the negotiations or demands.
So you want me to go in there? Does any of us speak Orcish?
You mishear me. We do not send someone in. If you take a captor, you make demands, not the other way around.
You said smoke them out. Does that imply that there's a second way into this mine?
No, this is the only entrance.
Well, if you try
Uh,
to smoke them out, you're gonna kill Edda, which is the name of the old lady.
I'm gonna ask Murmur to go and do a little information gathering for us. See if she can spot out Edith, the lovely old lady that we helped out with a failed service opportunity. Do you remember her? And she'll just, and I'll
Okay.
send her in there. I'll say, go on in there, see if you can find the old lady. See if you can find anyone else with tied hands or tied to something. And if you can give me a count on how many living personages are in there, that would be lovely.
Okay, so when you go down the tunnel at first, it comes to a fork. Do you want to go right or left?
She chooses left because she's kinky like that.
Left. Okay, so she goes left. And when she gets to the end of the hall, give me 1 second. Is her armor class more than 13?
She does have flyby, so if she's provoking an opportunity attack, then it negates that.
Okay,
But
so go ahead.
yeah. Oh yeah, I can give you, if it's not a flyby or a opportunity attack, that could hit. Her
Okay.
armor class is 11.
Okay, so and how many hit points does she have?
1. Oh wait, actually I never rolled for her. It's 1d4 minus 1. So let's try.
If
Guided.
you roll a
Full extra.
She
She
can't
has-
have more. She can't have less than 1 hit point.
2 hit points.
Okay, so as you fly in, you see an orc right to your right as you enter this chamber, and you see tracks on the ground for like a minecart, and that curve to the right and start going down. And this ledge is like 15, 20 feet long, and then it just drops, and she sees nothing but darkness. And as she turns, she sees an orc with a sword that cuts, and then it goes blank. She disappears as she's taken out of her 2 hit points.
Great. Well, I probably don't see that because she's probably beyond 120 feet. So
No, she's not about beyond 120 feet.
Oh, okay, so I see her go black.
You do see the orc, and you do see it go black.
Blast. Well, I'm out of luck. They cut down Murmur.
She's dead?
Yes, she is. They murdered her. In
Oh,
cold, unfeeling, hateful blood.
I'm gonna
and
ask
gore.
Sergeant if he has a map of the mine.
They do not.
Devin, we need
They
to
do
go
not have
down.
they don't have a map of the mine as it's private, and it is that map is, if there is one, is owned by House Papaleo, and they do not have access to it.
Blast! I'm just gonna start. Let's ride, men! And I'm gonna start jogging towards the hole.
I'm gonna try to like prove out how incompetent they are. Be like, you don't have a map. Have you sent someone to their house, to the guy's house? Have you reached or tried to reach any of the employees to try to get, a handwritten map, or they might have a map?
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Or is there an office around here that we can get into and try to get information? I just think it's crazy that they're standing here and they don't even know where they're going.
Well, they went in there, right? So why don't we just ask like which direction they went? Because there's people injured, so they went in there.
And where?
Into the mine? Did they already go in the
Ooh,
mine?
22.
Because they already cut some down.
They cut them down on their way to the mine. They have not entered the mine.
Oh, okay.
22 for intimidation. They say, look, we don't mess with House Papaleo, as we don't even know if he's even in town at the moment. We definitely have sent word there, but we are just doing what we're told. Our commands are to enter at sunrise, and we have told you everything that we know.
Well, even if you enter at sunrise, you don't know where you're going. It's a mine. What about
Correct.
employees? Is there an office where they where the more higher powered people hang out and make sure people are working and all that? That's usually at the beginning of the mine.
Yes.
An office around here that we can get into.
Commander Fad is actively looking for employees. He typically hires privates, as this is a silver mine, so there's a lot of thievery that happens. So typically those that work here they usually travel. And since it's been closed, a lot of work has gone elsewhere. But yeah, we're actively looking.
All right. So you have no idea on what you're walking into. Good to know. What about you, Wink? What did Murmur see before?
She saw the sharp end of a blade wielded by an orc. Unfortunately, she has been cut down.
That is terrible. Is there anything I can do
Yes.
for you that we can do for you? I'm
Do you have any
sure.
charcoal? Maybe I could summon her again. I need 10 gold pieces of charcoal. It's quite a hefty sum.
Charcoal? I don't think I have charcoal on me. I have chalk.
No, it's fine. I can order some when we get back into town.
Maybe they got some in the military.
It's possible. I guess it works with charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Can we ask around?
Sure.
It would be good. It would be good to get the layout before we walk into whatever we're going to walk into.
Yes, of course. I appreciate your concern. Let's do ask about, see if people have some charcoal left over in their fires, possibly some incense and herbs. We can try and gather some components.
Can we ask the commander if they have these things and who to go talk to?
Are they just not going to cut her down again?
Well, there was a left and a right-hand turn. I could have her go down the right hand this time, possibly get the jump, and not have someone immediately find out or locate her.
And she also knows where the orc was, so maybe she could go on the opposite side or go up, or
Yes, take evasive action. It's possible.
Exactly. All right, well, let's ask around. Let's see what
So
we
you're
can
asking
find.
you're asking about spell components? Is that what you're asking about?
Yes, charcoal, incense.
They would direct you to the closest spell. They would tell you to go to Fran's Fortuitous Frost, which is the potions place.
That's in town, yeah.
Yeah, it's in town.
I wanted to go
what
there
about-
anyway.
If there's
Maybe I
any
should
fires,
just go
is there
there.
any fires going on? I'm guessing
There's
like
fires
the salt-
everywhere.
Can we go get charred wood? Would that work? I mean, charcoal is basically just burnt wood or burnt.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to think in my mind of how charcoal can be worth 10 gold points or gold coins.
It's a
I'm
ton
like,
of charcoal.
That's a fetch
So
ton
much
of
charcoal.
charcoal. Because I could use what is it called? Control flames. I could move the flame off from its charcoal or off from what it's burning on, and take some charcoal out from underneath it, if that counts, or if it has to be like a magical charcoal. It doesn't
I don't. It
doesn't
does not.
specify.
It's not magical
If you
charcoal.
move the fire, it's still gonna be hot.
It will be.
No, like the
yes.
things on the side. Yeah.
That won't do anything. Like you still can't just pick it up.
Yeah,
It
at least
doesn't
I
say
could
it
like scoop some out with a shovel or something. I've got a stick. I have a staff.
I think the only thing that's. I don't think any of it's magical. I just think that the incense costs gold. I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's incense.
Which you need to buy from a magic place that sells that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we can go in blind. We know she went left, and there's a orc. Did you see anything else?
That's about it. She met with a quick and sudden end.
What about like lots of like on the ground? Was there any like lots of tracks going one direction or another?
I don't know, DM, did you see any other bodies in there?
To make that to make this conversation shorter, you could just say you tell him what Murmur saw, which was the tracks, the pitch darkness, and the orc. And just so you guys know, Tink had left the group and he is making his way down the tunnel. You can no longer see him.
Good job, Tink.
I follow him.
Let's go, Ivan.
I
Okay,
guess
so
we're
you-
going.
Does
Yes,
someone
we're
have a
going.
light?
You see a lights appear in front of you, like 70 feet in front of you. And that is where we're going to end the session.
Oh, well, that took a long time.